He said, okay, I'll just get you jewelry. I said, that's perfect. Hi, today I'm going to make your life so easy. You look so cute today. Okay. There are two really bad words out there in our business. One is euphisbo, and the other one is expired. They are a plethora of business, but you have to be prepared. You have to have, before you go, nice things about you. You're gonna hate this. You gotta have some nice paperwork. I would suggest you do a one-page resume of not where you went to kindergarten, not that you were a cheerleader, not that you were on the volleyball team. Name, education, profession. Now, don't get all crazy because you've never sold anything. Don't get all crazy because you haven't listed anything. It doesn't have to be any longer than this. But look at that nice letterhead that Rhonda has. I believe you can get that from her, or she made this up. I don't know which. But when you go to meet someone, when you talk, when I talk, here's what the FSBO hears. Blah, 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 blah. You have to hand them something. And if they say, I'm not interested, gee, I understand. Here's a little info about me. And leave. And then you gotta go again, and again, and again, and again. Now, you've all dated at some time in your life.
They were all mistakes, so.
Well, this is, I know, I know, honey. You know the old thing, you gotta kiss a lot of, what is it?
Frogs to catch a prince.
Yeah, right?
I'm done.
I went out with my boyfriend for 1.5 years and I never kissed him. He would walk me up the stairs and I'd hug him like this. Night.
Yeah, nothing tonight.
Because I wasn't interested. So, you see, before you see FSBO, and you get all kaflept, I gotta do a CMA, I gotta do a market analysis, I gotta beg to get money. They don't want you yet. Because they don't know what you can do for them. Now, at this point in my career, Jeremy, I sold 612 myself.
Oh, nice.
I have no listings. Zero zippity doodah. So guess what I have to do? I have to start shopping for listings, right? Sorry, kids. I don't know how to shut this up. So, every single one of us, Valerie Yarnberg, Al Shields, Bert Morrison, Debbie Sundell, we have to do the same thing that you all do. It's just hard. And right now I have to reach out to my sphere of influence. I got to send out some postcards. I got to hit the streets because I've been a slacker. And I will admit that to you all. So, put together, start halfway down the page, end a third of the way up the page, your real estate champion. Deborah Sendo. Your real estate champion team. You might want to say you're on a team. Everybody wants to be on a team. I have had many real estate partners over the years. Many. I have given away probably $100,000. So I'm still working. To people that wanted to work with me. I'm going to tell you about getting a partner. It never works. You're always going to feel like you're doing more work. You're going to feel like they're not carrying their weight, and you're going to feel like you're giving them 50% of the money. Now, what I would suggest is, if you're going to get a listing and you're scared, take someone with you, and for that transaction, one time only, you're going to share that. Because you know what? Misery loves company. And it's so nice to have someone with you, right? It's so nice to have someone go to the house. It's so nice to have somebody help you with the paperwork. And for the first 2 or 3 times, it'll calm you down and it'll make you feel comfortable. I know Jeremy has gone with many people to do things, photos, I don't know what else, show them around. I don't think anyone's ever signed papers with Jeremy, but that's okay. But I know there's somebody in here that you work with that you would feel comfortable with. And if you need to do that the first time, that's great. Do it the first time, okay? The other thing that you need to take with you, hi honey, besides the littlest, teeniest, tiniest, congratulations on your first closing, the little, teeniest, tiny resume. And don't put, I worked at McDonald's, I worked at whatever. Nobody cares. This is just a nice piece of paper that you can leave with them. See, why do we get picked? We get picked because we're oozing professionalism. We're oozing personality. And we know how to get the job done. What is our only job every day?
Being a mom.
To get a listing or get a contract. That's our only job. My boyfriend was a paramedic and he drives like Joey Chitwood. When I'm in the car with him, I have to hold on to the ocean.
Never heard it called that before.
I said, we're not on our way to scoop somebody up off the pavement. He has the patience of a gnat. And I always say, can I drive? No. And when we're at a traffic light and somebody doesn't go immediately, he's banging the steering wheel, he's banging the dashboard. He goes, what is your only job at a red light? When it's green, go. Stop texting. I'm like, oh my God, you need to calm down. I got to get you a beer. You know, think about what is your only job every day. Every day. Every day of my life. I go, okay, Sally Jane, what are you going to do today? I'd love to get my nails done. I've wanted to for a month, but when it gets to be 5, 6 o'clock, I can't go sit there, you know, because I am so busy trying to what? To hustle my business. So think about that. What are you going to do when you get up and you put your feet on the floor? I'm going to make my bed, I'm going to make the coffee, I'm going to empty the garbage, and I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to go find myself some business. Because if I don't have any business, then I can't get my nails done. So, I want you to go into 21 Online. I want you to go somewhere on that thing called Google and find some nice pictures of something. I do believe in 21 Online. Isn't there a listing presentation? You don't have to. Hello.
Hi, Deb.
Hey, honey, are you okay?
I'm fine. What's Kathy Wilson's deal? Is she just sold her property? Is she staying here or is she going?
Oh, I have no idea, honey. I think they moved back here. They bought something, a condo somewhere. Yeah, she's living here.
She's living here. But they just sold their condo on Sun Isle. Maybe they got a bigger condo.
They did. They bought another condo somewhere, she told me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
We must have not done that one. Okay.
Okay, bye. God love her. You think she's in charge. Okay. off. So, I want you to find just 2 or 3 pages of something. Not 60, 80, 100, not a million. And what you might want to do, and maybe you could come and see me, I might have some, is your resume and a couple something. And you know those plastic things you buy and you put a slidey thing down through them? Have those in your car. It's not going to be more than 2 or 3 pages. And then you can slide your business card down here at the bottom and your seat. And when you see FSBO, go to the door. They're not going to answer. You know that, right? When you see FSBO in yard, that does not mean, my darlings, I want a realtor to come and talk to me. It's like an electric fence. Stay away. I don't like you. I don't want you. I don't want to pay you. That's your 3 objections to overcome. So if they don't answer, open the storm door and stick it between. But now it's in a nice plastic thing, and you've got information about you out on the street, right? Now, they don't like you. They don't like you because they don't know you. And when I get to talk to somebody, they're going to like me if I want them to like me. You know, I got dumped Thursday. That listing over in Kansas City for $360,000 wanted me to hire someone to mow the lawn.
To hire you? I mean, to tell you to hire somebody? Oh.
And pay.
And pay also?
And pay. The grass was up to my thighs. I said, I live in a condo, I don't have a lawnmower. And everybody I know lives in a condo, and we don't have lawnmowers. And you know, what made me angry with her was, she owns a house. This is a rental right around the corner. Who mows her lawn? She goes, that's your job. Oh, lady. Then the next thing was, the whole side of the house next door, longer than this, there was garbage this high. Now, I don't mean old ladders and old lawn chairs. I mean Cheerio boxes, egg cartons, milk things. And I said, and you need to go over and knock on that door. And you need to tell those people to pick up that garbage. I can't pay for a photographer to come and take photos for $360,000 when the whole side of the house next door is full of garbage. She goes, you go over and knock on the door. Well, that was 2 strikes. And she was supposed to call me. I called her Friday, she didn't answer. I called her Monday, I left her a message, she didn't answer. So yesterday I threw her file in the garbage. You see, you're not going to get everybody. But she called me. It was a sign call from around the corner. And she said I had to be her realtor. She trusted me. She never met me. She greased me up. And then I went over, and I'm supposed to hire a lawn company to mow the lawn and go get the neighbor's garbage picked up. So, I was a little upset on Friday. And then I was more upset on Monday. And I even said to her, I said, you don't have to call me back. You know, give him an out, not to talk. Just send me a text. And she totally ghosts me. So she's done. So I don't want y'all to feel bad. And you go, well, yeah, she's done this for 100 years and she can talk to everybody and everybody likes her. Blah, 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 blah. Now, 10 years ago, I would have done all that for her because I had energy. But today, no. Now, I wish and then I wanted to list it for 6%, and she said somebody else will do it for 4%. I said, well, I would like to know their marketing plan for 4%. That's one of the things I want you to put in here. Are you listed postcards? Are you going to host open houses? Where is it going to go? You know where your listings go in this office, and you don't pay a frickin' penny to get that exposure, right? I know that Rhonda's gone through all that stuff with you on those Friday things, right? So if you don't sell your marketing plan, why would they pick you? I told her that if I sold it myself, it would be 5%. I didn't do a net sheet when I went. I had all the papers filled out, but we didn't have a price. So she wouldn't sign the papers. She had to read them first. I said, fair enough. They were all paper clipped, disclosure paper clipped, listing agreement paper clipped, everything highlighted in yellow. And I handed them to her. And I said, fair enough. Take them home and read them. And I drove from 53rd Avenue North and 40 something all the way back here Thursday afternoon. Did a net sheet at 359.9, scanned it, sent it over to her, called her, and said, hi, check your email. I just scanned you the approximate seller's net sheet. I put a closing date of July 1st so I could prorate the taxes from January 1st to June 30th. I said, take a look at it. I'll be right here. So, but she only wants to pay somebody 4%. And I believe that you get what you pay for. Selling a house for 2%. I can't send out just listed postcards. They're 72 cents a piece. If I only send 100, that's $72 plus tax and I don't know all the other crap that's on there. I can't send out just sold postcards. That's another 70 some bucks. You see what I'm saying? So get your plan in your head, but do not go knock on a door until you have something to leave. Now, a lot of realtors stick a business card in the door and get back in their car and run. How professional is that? Don't you hate when you go somewhere and you come out and there's business cards under your windshield wipers at shopping centers? I go, look, I'm going to call this guy. This is all he's got. Flyer this big for something. And now I get in the car. I got the air on. Now I got to get back out. Get that thing out from under my windshield wiper, right? So, you are professional. You are the real estate champion, right? And you will get it, but you have to prove. You have to take something nice and concise. Expireds. They're worse than FSBOs. Expireds are really angry. Oh. They are as angry as just getting served with divorce papers. I'm like, how did that person get out of bed this morning and go to work and now I got divorce papers at school this morning? Actually, I did that to him, but it's the same thing. They hired a realtor. They went through all the paperwork process. The realtor took pictures, some kind of pictures, and told them they could sell their house for $875,000. What did that realtor do to market that property for $875,000? Oh, put it in MLS. And it didn't sell. See, be careful what you say. If you tell somebody, I can sell that property for $875,000, you better be real sure, 100,000,000% that you can. Because what happens is You overprice to get the listing. You overprice because you want the seller to like you. You think the more money we get the seller, we're going to get picked. But we talked about this Monday. Today's only Wednesday. We talked about this Monday. Time is money. Every day I hold on to that property, real estate taxes, water, sewage, garbage, electric, condominium fees, right? That's why you have to be the rock star at the net sheet. If I can make this go away for you with this offer in 30 days, we stop the bleeding. I can sell condos with one eye closed because I shove a net sheet in front of them. And I go, are you ready? Are you ready to be done with all of these expenses? Let me show you how much money I can get you in 30 days. That's no more maintenance. That's no more Duke. That's no more homeowners. Well, we want $500 more. I said, I know you do. But, you know, when I increase that sales price $500, does the seller get the $500? No. Because the brokerage fee is calculated on the sales price. The doc stamps, the title insurance. We're going to lose this over $500. And if you carry this another month, it's going to cost you more than $500. Did you ever think about that? This is called negotiation. Your job is to show them the way. That 500. So then I have to do a net sheet again. I go, if we go up another $500, you're gonna get $198 more. Really? You want to lose a cash offer for $500? Isn't it crazy? Did you ever think about that? I think the most important thing we do, the biggest power we have, is net sheets. They can get anybody to do anything. Except that Asian lady that dumped me Thursday. Because I wouldn't hire a lawn mowing person. I still can't move on from that. You know, if she would have said, oh, my son, my nephew, somebody will come over with a lawnmower. It's that damn bug and it's huge. I probably would have said, I'll stop by over the weekend with a bunch of black trash bags. I would have went and knocked on the neighbor's door and said, I'm going to pick up this trash, and by the way, here's the rest of the box. So maybe you can put your trash, but maybe they don't even have trash pickup, who knows? You know, people today are pigs. They're weird. If she would have worked with me, I would have worked with her. But I don't have the wherewithal to go find somebody with a lawnmower. I mean, that was a little presumption. Expired. You have to look at those when you can't sleep at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, or you got to be on your computer at 6 a.m. And you can set that up. So all those expireds are coming to you. Are you doing that, honey?
No, but there it is. Kill it.
Is it on my body?
On the chair.
Oh, that's not the big one.
You look pretty good.
Did you get him?
Come on.
He won't die.
Oh my God.
I've been doing it for an hour in the other room.
He's so
Some kind of damn thing. Is he dead?
Don't
Don't worry about him dead on the floor. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, dear. Expires. They're angry. The first thing you have to do is find it. Then you have to see if they've relisted. Then, here's what you have to say. If you don't say this, you're not going to get your foot in the door. I've noticed that your property is no longer being offered for sale. Have your circumstances changed? Yes, I didn't get the job with Google in San Francisco. Yes, I just got laid off. Yes, my wife is now pregnant with octuplets. Yes, my mother-in-law is moving in with us from Buffalo, New York. Okay, duh, they cannot sell, right? So yes, their property expired. Sometimes they withdraw because of what? Life. The biggest thing you need to remember in this industry, it's a 4-letter word. And it begins with L. L-I-F-E. Dealing with people's lives. You are. Where we live is our most personal place. When I get home at night, I open the door and I go, oh. And I pull off the jewelry. I pull off my clothes. Nobody can get me there. Nobody has a key to my house. Not even the boyfriend. And I lock that door as soon as I come in. And I'm not a neighborly person. I don't like all this going back and forth and chit-chatting. And, you know, if somebody knocks on my door, it better be UPS or
Amazon.
Amazon. And they don't even knock, they just throw it and run back down. So you have to understand that when you're invited into some, and we don't know their life circumstances. Maybe they just got diagnosed with cancer. We don't know. We don't know what's going on up here. And that's why we need to speak softly. We need to be kind and loving and ask them questions to work through where they are. So,
Oh my God.
is it still alive?
Zombie.
Open the door and scoot him out.
You have to unlock it.
Wow.
See, I told you it was over there. I tried a book. I tried my shoe.
You just keep turning it.
It's dead now?
Yeah.
You rascal puss. Okay.
Well,
It's like a horse fly or something. I don't know where it got in here. It could be. I hate to tell you this. If you smell something rotting, things get up in these dorm little cupolas outside, and we get possums and raccoons, and they die. And everybody goes, "We'll go up there and get it." I go, "I can't." You know, when you go out and get in your car and you look at those little windows up there, I can't get in those. They're fake. So we have to live with the rotting animal, which produces those beasts until it goes away. Okay. Everybody goes, "I'm gonna have to work from home." I said, "Okay, bye. I can't go get the possum. I love you, but it ain't possible." So, if their circumstances have changed, there's nothing you can do. Wish them the best of luck. Now, if they hate realtors, here you go. They were sold a bill of goods. If I go to his restaurant and he tells me to get the poop-poop-de-doop, it's the best thing on the menu tonight, it's fresh, it just came out of the Gulf of Mexico this morning at 5 a.m. And I order it, and it's terrible. That's on who? It's on him, right? He was trying to sell me the daily special. Well, that's what realtors do. We go in and we blow smoke. "Oh yeah, I can get you $875, no worries. Yep, I'll do it for 4%. Yep. Always remember in life, under promise and over deliver. Last night I couldn't talk to my mother one more time. You know, that's my problem. And so I talked to her at 5:30 and I said, "Okay, Mom, have a good night. I'm really tired. I'll call you tomorrow." And she said, "Okay, honey, good night." I deal with that again at 8:30, 8:45 last night. She's getting a little crazy, Catherine. So I set the boundaries, right? I set the rules. I said, "Okay, we're done. Love ya. Have a good night. Go watch the news. Take a bath. Be careful. Don't fall up the stairs. Talk to you in the morning." We have to under promise and over deliver. If you're doing an open house on Sunday that would like you to do something for them, Don't say, okay, I'll get right to that later today. Because later today, you're going to be tired. You're going to want to get home, get your shoes off, get some water, relax. Say, I will reach out to you Monday by 1 o'clock. Then they're not looking at their email all night and looking at their text messages and going, that was another lying realtor. Realtors have an image that is lower. I hate to tell you this. This is statistically proven by the lower than used car sales. Sellers say, oh man, they're calling me like crazy until I list. Then I list and I don't hear from them. They disappear. That's enough to call your. If there's no showings, if there's no calls, ask for an adjustment. They get it. After 3 weeks, they go, Debbie, it's priced too high. I said, yep, think a little bit. Let's do a little adjustment. Don't ever say reduction. That's negative. Yeah, let's do a little adjustment. Let's give it a little tweak. See, you are in control. It's all about what comes out of your lips, okay? So, expireds hate realtors. Gee, I understand how you feel. Yeah, we were listed with Century 21. We hate Century 21. They're lazy. All they do is lie. I said, well, I understand how you feel. But every Century 21 office, I don't know if y'all know this, is independently owned and operated. So the way the Bagans boys do it, the way, I don't even know any other Century 21s now. There's one out on Tierra Verde, but I forget the name, is not the way we do it. Every office is independently owned and operated. The consumer thinks there's one Century 21 for the whole universe. And the consumer, thinks that every Friday we go down to Ruth and she hands us a paycheck. I'm here 3 days a week with you and I don't get a paycheck. So if you don't explain to the consumer, they don't know how you get paid. The other problem, my friends, you know how I feel about the word brokerage fee and commission. You all know we don't charge a commission. I hate that. We charge a what? A brokerage fee. The broker. And then the broker pays us our share. Our signs, lock boxes, paperwork, Linda, Rhonda, air conditioning, coffee, all that stuff. You are very blessed that you work here because you don't pay for a damn thing until you have a what? A closing. And then you reimburse back to Ruth for all the stuff she gave you. Files, paper, copy machines, paper to print in the printer. I love the weekend. Thursday when I leave, in case I'm not here Friday, I fill up all the printers to the rim. And I put another whole ream in the top drawer. And I come in on Monday and there ain't a piece of paper left. And when I turn on the computer and fill it up, it's shooting out paper like crazy. And that's okay. We buy copy paper by the cases. And I want you to print. I want you to use it. If you have to do something on the weekend, you may come in here and print. That's these services that are available for you, okay? All right, expireds. Circumstances changed. Bad experience. Now they want to go it on their own. Just like the FSBO. I'm going to try it on my own for a couple of weeks. Great. I'll check back with you and see how it's going. Yeah, my wife, you know, she sits home all day, doesn't do a damn thing. She can be here, she can show, she can take the calls, and she can make flyers. You know, they all put a flyer out. Flyers, that's my other thing. Don't put the square footage. I don't put the price. I put lovely colored photos presented by your real estate champion. 56559. Why? I want them to what me? Call me. If I tell them the square footage, if I tell them the bedrooms, I tell them the bathrooms, I tell them the roof, the HVAC, they got all the information in their car already. They're never gonna call me. There's so many systems that you're giving too much information. I have people call me on the weekend when I have single family homes and they got the flyer and they go, how much is this? I go, what's your price range? 125, and they're over on Snow Isle. I go, well, I want to say put some more commas and zeros, but that's rude. I can't be flippant, right? So I go, oh gee, that's a little bit more than that. But are you paying cash at 125? No, we're going FHA. I go, gee, that's great. Do you have a realtor that's showing you homes? No. I go, okay. I've got your cell phone number in my phone now. Can we be text friends? Let me do some research. See, you're burning sign calls. You're burning lead calls. They go, well, you didn't put the price on. I go, oh, my mistake. Ha. See, you can't get a listing or you can't get a sale until somebody talks to you. I wish it didn't have to go that way. I wish I could just write a check for $100 and take a drawing of a bunch of people's names and phone numbers out of a basket. That would be a whole lot easier. I'd rather pay $100 than go out and hit the streets, right? So think about what you're doing and what you're giving, all right? So the expired, you get them over the anger of another realtor, you get them over Century 21, they still need to sell. Do you owe anything on your property? The same with FSBOs. Yes, my friend, some people are underwater. You know what that means? They owe more than their house is worth in today's market. And they're dumb. They can't afford to give away a brokerage fee. They're not giving that away because we are the ones that come in and make it happen. I gotta show you something. Hold on. Commercial break. I hope it's in. This will make you laugh. Commercial break.
Bingo. Don't tell me you got away again.
It didn't come alive again, did it?
Oh my God.
I think at this point he just deserves to live, and we should just
Yeah,
Where is
open
it
the
now?
door and
wait
scoot
for
him
it to
out.
take over the world.
Yeah, open the door,
I
scoot him
in, I
out.
heard like, you know, and
That is amazing.
I know, it's like a prehistoric hard shell something. Okay, she's not there, I can't get it. Cirilla has this long rectangle of fabric and she ties it around her neck like Superman. And she runs around the office, super realtor.
Oh,
She cracks me up. You know, I have to have entertainment. I go, Cirilla, what are you doing? She goes, super realtor. See, have fun. Get out of the BOX. And you know what? The more fun you are, honey, the more people like you. My customers all the time, they say I'm crazy. I said, yeah, I worked hard enough at it. Oh, Debbie, you're so fun. Oh, Debbie, now that we're under contract, can you drive me around tomorrow? I said, no, we're finished. But I know, but it's so much fun. I said, I know, but now I have to make fun for somebody else. If they get in my car and I never say, let's go look at listings. I hate that word too, listings. I say to my people, I can't wait to go shopping. I'm so excited. Meanwhile, you know I hate buyers. I'm not really that damn excited, but I got to take it for the team, right? I go, I can't wait to go shopping. I'm so excited to go to Isla. I'm so excited to go to Tierra Verde. I'm so excited to go to... But...
Sorry.
Robert.
Had to clear my throat.
Right. But you know what? You got to set the attitude. You got to set the mood. Because if you're not engaging these people and making them think this process is fun. Now, when I look at buyers and sellers, this is the honest to God's truth. You think I'm so nice and kind and loving. Oh, I am. But I look in their face and I'm like, I do.
Real sales lady.
Because, you know why, honey? This is how I eat. This is how I pay my bills. This is how I get fish. I have a terrible fish fetish. So anyway, and I haven't been out fishing in a year. I look at those people and I tell them, I go, this is my business. This is what I do full time. This is what I do for a living. And this is how I support myself and my 90-year-old mom. And everybody at Boulevard Club knows my 90-year-old mom. They know she's a clothes horse. She has every piece of Brighton jewelry they ever made. She goes, do you want to get some? I go, no, because when you die, I'll have the entire collection. I'll just wear it then. And you're a single mom. You have kids. You know, people need to know, we don't tell them this is how I make my living. I take this job very seriously. And I try to be on top of everything, be as educated as I can. I know a lot of you in the whatever we just lived through took a lot of classes. There's great classes at the board every week. I wanted to talk about them yesterday at sales meeting, but Ruth got off on some other tangent. But you know that comes in the newsletter every Saturday or Sunday. And if you would rather stay home and stream a class, it's perfect. Don't ever worry about me. You will get me over and over and over again. It's a repeat performance. So if there is a class that you have a burning desire, just send me a text and say, hey, Deb, I'm doing as is contract online today. I'm doing MLS Matrix Advanced something today. It's all good, okay? All right. So now you found out that the expired needs to sell. The wife's there with 5 kids. She's ready to lose her banana splits. And her husband just got a job with Google in San Francisco. She goes, Debbie, I can't stay here by myself with these 5 kids. These kids have been home for, I don't know how many years have they been home. 2 years, I don't even know, honey. And when my husband goes to San Francisco, I'm going with him. I go, great. It's a good thing we got together today. Let's get started. And I say that to all of my sellers. I'm so excited to have this opportunity to help you move on with your life. let's get started. Are you always like this? I go, yep, I am. Now we all know that's a big fat lie. This morning at 9:30, I could barely get one foot in front of the other when I'm in that room chasing that damn bug with this book. But when I have to be up and on, you turn it on, right? Totally turn it on. They want to look at sparkly eyes. They want to look at smiling faces. And they want to put their lives, remember, we are selling lives, into somebody's hands that they trust, coming in and out of their house, you know, doing what they do. One of my old people at Boulevard, I said, well, gee, you know, I think I might need a key. And he said, we don't ever lock the door. I said, okay, fair enough. I said, but maybe we should have one anyway in case another realtor comes in and then they go out and lock the door. You know what I mean? So you are so, it has to be this and it has to be this and let it all go. When you go out of here today, puff the magic dragon. Get a whole new attitude. I have to work on my attitude every second of every day. Last Friday night I went out and I partied a little bit too much. Really bad. Really bad, Jer.
Birthday celebrations.
Birthday
okay.
celebration. After I had my fish. And class at 11:30 Saturday morning. I'm on the sofa. I go, I can't. And if I cancel, it's $10. I didn't care if it was 100. And I'm like, I can't. Now this was after 4 ibuprofen, 8 gallons of water. And I said, talk to myself, because I live alone. Deborah, I call myself Deborah. Get up right now, brush your teeth, wash your face, and get in that car. Deborah, you're not going to feel any better laying here. So you might as well just go. So I got there. I thought I was going to throw up. I thought I was going to pass out. I never thought I was going to make it. But I did. You see, we all have challenges every day. I have to fight myself like you wouldn't believe. Y'all think I just wake up and I'm happy. Jeremy will tell you that's not true. Is it, Jer? Nope. But you gotta love what you do and you gotta embrace it. And that's why I'm so excited on school days, because I get to come here and be with you. It makes me happy. It makes me so happy to see your faces. Okay, so now the FSBO or the expired, maybe they don't want to relist yet, says, okay, you can come and show my house. And everybody wants an FORM, and I got them today for you, because I'm your teacher. So, we're calling this a professional service agreement. That's a big bunch of banana splits, isn't it? But look how professional it looks. It's no copied form that's nasty, and it says, the undersigned owners of the property located at 123 Happy Acres, South Pasadena, Florida, will allow Deborah Sundow of Century 21 Real Estate Champions to show their property for sale at a price of what? They're going to tell you, right? 2, and you're going to put the buyers' names in there. This is right before you're going to go show it, okay? Because you don't want them Googling the buyers and finding the buyers on Facebook and calling them up direct. I hate to tell you this, my friends, but you know, nobody's to be trusted today. We all get that. Everybody Googles everything. I'm so sick of Google. People know more about me than I know about myself. Okay. And will pay a brokerage fee. Does anywhere it say the C word?
No.
Heck no. Debbie hates the C word. Brokerage fee of blank percent to Century 21 Real Estate Champions at closing. Now, don't be a weenie and say, okay, well, I'll do it for 2%. You will not do it for 2%. Don't come back and say, I know you're going to yell at me, but it was only. You will be exhausted. You will be frustrated. This gentleman just had a closing. How much fun was that?
I thought it was going to be fun, but at the end, it got a little complicated.
She had a closing.
Mm-hmm.
Got a little complicated, didn't it? Wasn't it the title company that had an issue or something?
It was because the other realtor used Simplicity and we used Transaction Desk. There was the lead paint disclosure. There were 2 lead paint disclosures. One had their initials on it. One had the buyer's initials. One had the seller's initials. So at the last minute, I'm like trying to get everybody's initials. One lives in California or Wisconsin, and one lived in New York.
And just a little PS here. When you think you have everything, you don't. So, when you think you have everything, not in your car, not in your house unless you can go to a room and lock the door, I want you to open up that flippin' file and I want you to look at everything. And I want you not only to look at everything, but I want you to look every date, every initial. That lead-based paint form is a rascal. The selling realtor has to sign that, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
and date it. The selling realtor on the lead-based paint form.
And they didn't.
And if your buyer's getting a mortgage, the lender goes banana splits over that. Now, I have to extract myself from the cocoon. Usually it happens about 4. Everybody goes home. Cirilla's got her cape off for the day, and I have to take my file and come in here and close the door. And because the title company has me on restriction, for those of you that were here a week ago today, I believe that Susan said some things about me. About I'm always missing a little something something. Right? But I'm always in such a hurry to get it over there. And then I don't have the MLS fee down, or I don't have something, okay? Or like a duck or a swan. You know, you see that swan in Lakeland in the water. But you don't see what's under the water, do you? Those little swan feet going like a bat out of hell, right? All you see is that beautiful face and that long neck and those pretty feathers, but that's what we have to be. And when I'm becoming discombobulated and I'm not thinking clearly, I say to myself and to my cellmate, I say, I have to take a time out. I have to go in timeout. And I go walk around the back and I talk to my 7 feline friends. I go down here right now today. I go out and... Now, you're going to say to me the seller only wants to pay 2% because there's no other realtor. Say that. The seller only wants to pay 2% because there's no other realtor. Duh. You've just agreed to do two people's job for 2%. I can't even do one people's job for 2%. Look at the money I spent with the crazy lady in Kansas City. It was 4 trips to Kansas City and probably 10 hours on the phone. And I didn't get picked. The cost of doing business, right? So, the more time and energy and money you expound and you lose, you're going to get smarter up here, okay? I say to the person, 5%. And they said, that seems like a lot. I said, well, you had your house listed with 3 other realtors for 2.5 years, and you didn't pay them anything. The Supergirl is here. I'm going to make it happen. The other thing is, I tell you this all the time when you get that listing. My seller says, can you do it for 4? No, we're listing it for 6. I have to give 3 away to another realtor. Whether it's Coldwell Banker, Keller Williams, Assist to Sell. So I'm only getting 3%. I want to offer 3 to my fellow realtors to make them want to participate in this. And you know what every single one says? I get it. I have never had someone dispute that when I break it down that I'm offering 3% for someone to help us. And that's when I say, if I do it myself, it'll be 5. 612, 6% listing. I told the little old lady, because I sold it myself, I would do it for 5. And she said, honey, you work so hard, I want you to have 6. See, you'd think they won't say that. But we've had 10 offers on that condo. That was when I went through that thing a few months ago at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning on Friday night. Realtors are sending me offers. People from Ohio, people from Kentucky, people from Tennessee. Well, I can't call the old lady at 3 or 4 in the morning when I'm having a little swig of pomegranate juice, trying to get myself back to, you know, I tell my mother that's my superpowers. Pomegranate juice makes me like a ninja warrior. So she goes, yeah, you put vodka in it at night. So so I waited till 9 a.m. because that's what I think is the professional thing to do. And we accepted, we fully executed. I got it back to those selling agents within an hour and a half. Every one of those flipping buyers canceled. At 3 o'clock in the morning, at 4 o'clock in the morning, it was so important that they authenticized offers. But when I presented it to my little old lady from Pasadena, we changed our mind. We're not ready to move to Florida. How could you be ready at 3 o'clock in the morning and now at 10:30 you're not ready? Catherine wasn't here. The one realtor, when I called her up, she said that the Mr. Buyer went in the hospital. I can't believe I said this, Catherine, but I was a little frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
I said, he better be dead.
Oh no.
It just, you know, I try to filter, but sometimes I should keep the duct tape by the phone so that, okay. So, if you can't sell the hours you're going to put in and the mileage and the cost, how are you going to earn a living? You can't sell stuff for 2%. You can't. Oh, you'll do it once. But the second time you'll think about it. And I don't care if it's your mother, your father, your brother, those people, I charge 8 because they're the worst. Every single time I've done a transaction for my family, it is hell. Because why? Every second. You're my sister. You're my sister. I said, no. So think about what you do. That last closing with my brother bought a house in Bardmore, and he made me give him $1,200 of my commission that I had to pay taxes on because he thought that he would have got that if he referred it through US 3 MBAs, and you're dumber than a stump. No, we had this conversation. That's not how it works. But anyway, he went to my house, Caesar, and talked to his mama. And he said, Mommy, my sister's mean. My mother's like,
I'm new, huh?
my sister owes me $1,200. My mother goes, I don't think your sister owes you a damn penny. I think you owe her a dinner. Well, no, we went to my house where my mother was for 3 days. Well, when is she going to have that money? My mother said, you got to do something. He's making me nuts. I said, Mother, I didn't even go to the bank and cash the check yet. Well, he's really upset. I said, well, he's an idiot. I don't care if he's a retired lieutenant colonel and he has 3 MBAs. He is dumb. So, you see, family, oh, don't let them work you over. They are the absolute, positively worst. Okay, now, if you are going to write an offer on FSBO, you're going to hate me. Oh, you probably already do. If you're going to write an offer on FSBO, hey, you FSBO, not only are you going to need the buyer's package, you're going to need the what?
Listing.
The list. Because in the listing package, you are going to need the property disclosure, the lead-based paint, sinkhole, mold, TRID, you know, all that stuff that they have to sign. So don't think you're all that in a bag of chips and you write an offer on a FSBO and all you have is 12 pages of the as is. I will surround you with love. You will be spending a little time in this room with me. And I'll paper you anytime, kids. Don't ever be scared. I papered Jeremy so many times. He's like, okay, I get it. Poor Jeremy. But you know what? That is why that FSBO is going to pay you 5%. They don't know about a lead-based paint disclosure. They don't know about a property disclosure. They don't know any of that stuff. You are not valuing your knowledge. Are you with me? So you're going to have 2 packages, a listing and a buyer's. And you're going to be really confused, but it's okay. Because you're going to text me. And you're going to come in here at 2, 3, 4 o'clock. And there's never anybody over there now except Scott for a little bit. And there's never been anybody over here but Anna. It's only Bill and Cyril and I in this whole lovely area. And we're going to sit here and close the doors and get her done. You're going to have to do this, my friends, a couple of times. But then you're going to feel okay, right? I promise. This whole thing is confidence. Think about, morning, Glory.
Morning.
Think about the last job you had. Think about that. When you went to that job the first day, did you know everything? Did you have a little stomachache? Were you a little nervous? She became the rock star of Dress Barn on Park Boulevard. How many years were you there, babe?
10.
Yeah, 10. The first day you went there, how'd you feel?
Nervous, excited.
Yep. So, it's okay. You are in training. This is a process. Unfortunately, you can watch all the YouTube videos you want. This is the only job, it's on the job training. Think about this. a plumber has to apprentice under a plumber. I love when my plumber comes to the Boulevard Club. He's a couple years older than me. He's done this forever. And he has 2 or 3 little newbies behind him. They look like ducks. They just had to replace a main water line in front of my condo. Bless you, babe. And so he was there at 7:30 on a Friday morning. They hose, I don't know what. And all his little ducks are falling behind him. So I'm on my porch. I go, hey, good morning, Jim. I see all the ducklings are behind you. And all the ducklings wanted to drive the backhoe. He's like, over there. He gets that backhoe. He starts digging the hole right in the front yard of the Boulevard Club. The hole was over his head. And then he had the grunts down there digging out the hole. Electricians, it's the same thing. Appraisers right now. Do you know now to become an appraisal, this is why there aren't any? You have to have a college degree. And you have to work under an appraiser that has been doing this, I don't know exactly how many years. And then the appraiser has to give the trainee money out of his appraisal fee. That's why there ain't no more appraisers. Pretty sad, huh? For those of you that didn't hear a week ago, yesterday, appraisals are now going up to as much as $750. So, don't let it slip out of these lippy poos that you heard somebody say at the water cooler or the coffee maker. Oh, that's about $350. No. When a buyer wants to know what anything is going to cost in them procuring that loan, what do you say? I don't know. That is deemed, I learned that from the as is clause. That's my new word. That is deemed. That's called push it off on somebody else. That is deemed by the lender you are working with. I cannot answer that question for you. But see, you get all insecure and wimpy. Well, gee, I don't know. I think maybe that's probably about $350. And then why do you put your mouth on it? Then you gotta backtrack. Stay in your own lane. My sellers say to me, what is the title company going to charge for the estoppel letter? Y'all know what estoppel is now, right? Mm-hmm. Gee, I don't know. 5 Towns is up to $720. The other thing with those estoppel letters, my kids, is if they procrastinate and they need a rush, it's going to be double the money. Mm-hmm. So stay in your own lane. Don't try to answer things that is not your expertise. Nobody in here is an attorney. Nobody in here is a title worker. Nobody in here is a mortgage broker.
Or an insurance agent.
Oh, that's another thing. Do not talk about insurance at all. Never, ever, ever. Hi, honey. You here to see Cirilla?
Yes.
Second door on the right.
Okay.
She be waiting for you.
Okay.
Okay. Don't answer questions. If somebody says, oh, I love this. What's my capital gains going to be? Why would you even feel that you had to answer that? That is deemed by their income, right? What are my real estate taxes going to be next year? Gee, I don't know. All of us that own property right now today, do we know what our real estate tax bill is going to be? Hell no. In August, we're going to get a thing called a trim notice. I don't know why it's called trim, but it is. And it's highlighted in yellow of the proposal of what we may pay. Yeah, may, right. the proposal in yellow is always the highest amount, right? And we always know we're going to pay what? The highest amount. Yeah. Now, if that is perplexing them terribly, there's a thing called Pinellas County Property Appraiser's Office. And they can call there. Where you get in trouble with buyers is you want to breastfeed them. No. You call your insurance. You call your lender. You call your tax office. Well, we're thinking about getting pregnant in 5 years. I want to know if Shenandoah is going to go to Bowder Elementary. Gee, I don't know. Please go into PinellasCountySchools.org. Maybe you that have moved here don't understand, but in Pinellas County, you know, we have school choice. So you can live across the street from a school, and that doesn't mean your kid's going to go there. You know, do they want to go into the theater? Do they want to go into law enforcement? Do they want to go to medical school? One of my dear friends that used to work here with me, another Debbie, had a house on the Gulf of Mexico for years at 140th and Gulf Boulevard. And her daughter wanted to become a veterinarian. She is and was a brainiac. She still is. Honest to God, they sold their house on Gulf Boulevard, on the Gulf, bought a house in Bardmore so that she could go to Osceola to be in the pre-veterinarian program.
They used to have the address matching the area, because my sister went through that. And I'm
Right, right. And I'll never forget her father. Samantha, we're not selling the house on the Gulf so that you can go to... Who wants to live by Osceola High School? 98th and 102, right? But they did. Their only child, and they did it for her. And she did become a veterinarian. So, you see, the problem today is we've become so reliant on Googling the answers for everything. And don't Google, it's going to get you in trouble. If you want to Google a recipe, if you want to Google something for yourself, but don't be Googling information for your customers. Put that on them. What's your only job at a traffic light? When the light turns green, go. So, there's another little thing. Remember, you're going to have to fill out 2 packages, but with me. I think I gave you one of these, didn't I? Okay. You have to memorize this. This has to roll off your tongue. Hi. Blah, 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 blah. Now, I know y'all hate this, but there is 11 pages on what to say for sale by owner. There's 7 pages what to say to an expired. Let's go to expired. I love expired. They're so grouchy. I hate realtors. They lied to me. They said they were going to sell my house. You're all liars. Some of my fellow realtors push the truth a little bit. Disarm, disarm, disarm. Da, 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 da. There's a dialogue. Here is objection handlers. What do you say when they say, we're taking the home off the market, we hate realtors? Oh, they say that. You think I make this up? It's all been said to my face. Thousands of times. We've already picked another realtor. We have somebody in the business. What do you say? Okay, I say, signed any papers yet. Put it back on them. Don't put your head between your tail and padoodle to your car like a scared kitty cat. No, but we're gonna. Let me ask you a question. After 6 months on the market and knowing what you know now, wouldn't it be worth just 15 minutes to hear a different opinion and a new, fresh approach? It's the same approach. Everybody does the same damn thing. It's called sales. But we have to what? We have to fluff them up. We have to fight to get our 15 minutes to talk with them. It'll only take me 15 minutes. Can I stop by this afternoon at 4, or would 4:15 be better? If you say, can I stop by this afternoon, they say what? No. No. Some questions you want yes or no. The things I direct to my mother, I have to preface prior to the question. I go, Mom, this is a yes or no. You get 2 choices, yes or no. So I ask her the question, well, I'm not sure, I never thought about that, I need to think about that. I go, no, Mom, let me say this again. This was a yes or no. So when I'm trying to get my foot in somebody's door, I go, well, all my batteries are dead in my watches. I go, oh gee. Now meanwhile, I have nowhere to go. I'm desperate and dateless. I got no business. And I go, oh gee, let's see, it's 1:15. I have a closing at 2:30. Would 4 or 4:15 be better? I can come back then. Go to your phone like you're in Cozy. You're in some app where all your appointments. But that day you had one mission. And what was that mission? Get an appointment. Get an appointment. If you want to get your hair done, if you want to get your nails done, if you want to go to the doctor, you got to have a what? Appointment. So do you, my friends. That is your goal every day. Appointment, appointment, appointment. I can't say, oh my God, my roots are 6 inches long. I'm on my way to the hairdresser. I walk in, she goes, you look like shit. Your roots are 6 inches long and I don't have time for you today. Who do you think you are just waltzing in here, Deborah? I go, I know, I thought just maybe I was in the area. All right. What are you going to say if they say, we're going to try it on our own for a while? I can appreciate that. No. Let me ask you a question. If I could sell your home in the next 30 days and save you time, would it be worth 15 minutes to hear exactly how I work? Are you saying that to people? Or are you just letting them slam the door in your face? What we do, we're allowed to tell white lies. I'm just on my way to a closing. That's what I say when I don't want to talk to someone. Right? Yesterday morning in sales meeting, I think we were trying to end it, my mother called me to tell me that there was not going to be a drop of gas in the United States of America again. And I had to leave immediately and go get gas. She was so upset. She was crying at 9:30 in the morning because of... So, people right now are very wired and they're very high strung. And when they see your faces, they're going to be like, you're a nice girl. People say that to me all the time. You're so nice. And Ruth goes, huh, you think she's nice? She's a banshee chicken. You know, you have to be a banshee chicken when you have to be a banshee chicken and you have to say no. But right now, coming out of all this drama from the last year and a half, people need people to talk to them kind and loving. Now, if you don't have this book and you want me to copy these objections, I will be happy to do that for you and have it for you tomorrow, or you can do it after we're done. Now, this is really good reading. And then the seller says, you damn realtors are all the same. Has anybody heard that? I hear you. That's what I say. And actually, blank, 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 we sell blank times more homes than our competition. Do you know the stats of Real Estate Champions right now? Do you know the production we have done? I can't tell you that off the top of my head, but you can ask Rhonda. Rhonda is the little statistic queen. Okay? Would it be worth just 15 minutes so we could sit down and talk? Then this is the one they always tell us, and now we really run to our car. We got the dry heaves. They're going to say to you, where were you when my home was on the market? If you're so damn good, why didn't you bring me a buyer then, Miss Susie Cream Cheese? They've said it to me. I go, when your home was on the market, I didn't have a buyer looking for a property such as yours. How do I know every damn property that's on the market in Pinellas County unless I have a what? Like them either. Unless I have a buyer. I don't just look in MLS every day. I look in my farms every day, you know, to see if somebody got a listing because I've been a slacker. Isn't this great, the objections that are right here in black and white for you to say? And this is the same thing we've all been saying since they invented realtors in the 19... They're either going to be FSBO, they're going to be expired, they're going to be listed. They're either going to be cash or they're going to be some type of financing. And they're going to need a title company, they're going to need insurance, they're going to need a lender, and they're going to need one or two realtors. And I always say, I hope it's only one. I would much rather work with myself. Right now, I'm so blessed. Cirilla sold 2 of my listings under contract. No, 1. And another agent that you don't see that I trained, Donna, sold 2 of them. So right now, I have 3 pendings with 3 agents in my own office. And good for them, because we don't charge them, what, an MLS fee. So they get the full 3% from their nice friend, Debbie Sundell. Okay. What am I missing about expireds or hey, you FSBO? Dating. You gotta friend them. You gotta get your foot in the door. Now, if you put something nice and concise together, 2 or 3 pages, have them in the console, and when you're driving by and you see, hey, FSBO, park the car. They won't answer. Nobody answers the door today. Do any of you answer your door?
I have a ring.
Oh, so you can, of course you do.
Yeah. So I tell them, get away from my car. What do you want?
My ring never worked. I hooked it off the wall.
Man downstairs, 93 years old. That's about the only one now that comes. Or then when the Canadians are here, they're at my door.
It's amazing what those you see on those rings.
I have these 2 little kittens now. They're just chilling at my door all the time.
Do you feed them?
No.
Oh, okay.
The other day I was petting them, and then I went to take my dog out, and I opened the door, and they both jumped into my house. My wife's like, no, we cannot have 2 more cats.
Bring them back here with my 7.
They have a collar, so
Oh, they're okay.
they own, but they're always in my yard, like always. They chill right in front of my car.
I had a cat do that for a few days. A grown cat. Then it followed my sister when she was going on a walk with her dog to the top of the street, and she calls me, come get your cat. I said, it's not my cat. I went outside and I said, here, kitty, kitty, and it ran so far to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, nope, you're not my cat, but okay. And then it disappeared because I did feed it, but it did disappear. I couldn't just watch it starve.
Does anybody want me to make copies for them, or does anybody want to go make copies of these?
There's Rhonda has copies of that.
Yeah, Rhonda already has them. Actually, Linda does.
Yeah.
Tell her that you need the scripts. Okay. Does anybody have any questions about this?
When you write the that you want to do it or going to do it for 6%, but if you had found the buyer,
If I sell it myself,
Myself.
honey, you're allowed to write anything on here you want.
oh, okay.
I can do this in crayon.
Okay.
I can go to a restaurant and get the crayons. We'll pay a brokerage fee of 6% to Century 21 Real Estate Champions at closing, period. If property is sold by Deborah H. Sundell, brokerage fee to be 5% at closing.
And then when do you get this to them so they don't actually have time to look up the buyer? Is it as soon as you call them? You're gonna the
No.
day you show up with the buyer?
I would go probably an hour or two before my showing. I'm just calling to confirm I'm coming this afternoon at 4. I'm going to stop by now and have you sign the agreement. See, don't give them the buyers' names now, because they'll Google them sure as banana splits. They'll Facebook them. They'll do everything to them. Right now, because I think trust is a virtue. I don't think it's so much trust. I just think people are not thinking clearly. I think their brains are still a little rattled. I, every morning, when I'm having my first cup of coffee, look back and go, wow, we went through all that. Friday on my birthday, I was totally overwhelmed. Because a year ago on my birthday, I was stuck in my box, crying. Couldn't go anywhere, couldn't go to the beach, couldn't go to a restaurant. I was home alone all day. Thank God my roommate from college in Buffalo called up Instacart and had a cake sent from Publix and a bouquet of flowers. And I think I ate the whole cake that afternoon, wishing I could go out somewhere. So, it's going to take people, they're going to work through it on a different basis. I'm very blessed that I had a job every day. I mean, I made myself have a job every day. I think they're still processing all that. But you're here to help. You're not here to take their money. You're not here to rip them off. You're not here to not do the right thing. And this is where you need to say in your resume, licensed realtor, not with NAR, with the National Association of Realtors, not with FAR, with the Florida Association of Realtors, and not with PRO. I love y'all now. You don't even know where PRO is. Where is that? You say? Yeah, it's so funny. Where's that? It was so funny. Friday night we went to Boscom's on Almerton, and I said to my friend, I go, there's the Board of Realtors. He goes, you have to drive all the way out here? I go, yeah, it's next to Straight Shoot, the gun store. Thing, if they say to you, how many listings have you had? My team. There you go. Since January, my team has had 22. How many closings have you had? My team. Who's on your team? Another Debbie. A Caesar. A Jeremy. Jeremy's been on my team forever because he does every open house I have. And so did Catherine do open houses for me. Did I tell you that man died? Mr.
No.
Seller? 2 weeks after closing, massive widowmaker heart attack.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I now buy sympathy cards by the 10-pack at Publix. There's a lot of that going on in my life. Okay. Any questions? Ask me anything.
What if you say my team and they want you to show
they want to see on paper what your team sold.
They don't want to see on paper. All you're doing is shutting them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like when your kids were little. Mommy, I want to.
I have a question for you.
Yeah, babe.
Wants to sell their investment property to the tenant. So they want me to help them with the paperwork. So I said, that's fine, I can help you with the paperwork. So obviously I have to do both sides of the paperwork. So how does that work with the MLS? I still have to fill out all that stuff?
Oh, I forgot that part when I was in this file. If you want that listing to go into MLS when it closes for statistics,
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fill all that out.
But you don't have to. Sometimes you just have to go to the what's it called? The notary, and then just go and the owner and the tenant and sign the papers.
you can't just go to a notary to convey property. There has to be title
The title
insurance.
company. I mean, to a title company. That's what I mean.
Well, they're going to need a contract.
Oh, you do the contract, you know.
But what type of investment property is it?
They wanted to sell their house and the house next to them and buy another house. And now he wants to wait to sell his own house. But he still wants to sell the one next door
Okay, I have a
that he
question.
rents out.
I have a
And the
question.
renter wants to buy it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are they deeded separately on separate lots?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yeah. So I mean, it's easy. It's an easy thing for me to do. I just didn't know if you have to put all that, like everything, into the MLS, like that 20 pages.
You don't have to if you don't want it ever to be shown in MLS.
Okay.
If you want it for stats, I don't give a shit about it. The only stat I care about is that save.
Okay, how much
Yeah.
you will make a profit out of that?
Well, she's gonna charge him
Oh,
something.
okay.
Yeah.
How much is it gonna be? The house.
That's it. See, people don't know what they're doing.
Oh,
Like-
really?
Well, because at the
You don't
time
say.
it was like 215 to 220, but they wait so long that now everything's up higher in that neighborhood.
Well, let me ask you this: the tenants. Ooh, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. How
I
are they
said
gonna
you
buy it?
Well,
Buyers are liars.
at first he said, "Well, I'm gonna talk to him and I'm gonna, if he wants to negotiate price." I'm like, you don't need to negotiate price.
I guess you need to make sure your seller is really just ready to sell, whether that buyer.
He
Do you talk on the phone or do you go see him?
both.
Okay. Because you know I hate this. And when I retire, now I can't throw it off the Skyway because they put netting up. I'm gonna have to go to the Bel Air Bridge. This is our industry and the demise of our universe. Too much. And text. Somebody sent me a text yesterday. It was this long. And I'm going back to the top and I'm going back. And finally, I just sent a message and I said, please call me. Because when I'm talking, if I'm negotiating, or I have to have paper. And I have to write notes. If you ever go down to Ruth's desk, we're the same. We're out of the same mold. If we're talking on the phone to somebody, we write everything that we're going to need to remember. If they're angry, we write why they're angry. Yeah. And I can't keep it all together. It's too hard for me. And I believe that I can get more done face to face and toe to toe in 15, 20 minutes than I can in texting, emailing. Home inspection reports. Why am I getting 63 pages sent to my email at 2 a.m. when it's as is? It's as is. I don't even have to take that to my seller or email. We're
do,
letting.
Do you respond, or you don't even respond?
I don't respond.
Okay.
And you know, I had this young girl a few months ago, and I didn't respond. She had sent it at 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and so like 3 days later, she said, "Well, I never heard from you regarding the inspection I sent." I said, "Oh, what? Why would I be responding? It's as is." Dead air. I said, "Are you there? Are we disconnected?" Well, she didn't know what to say because nobody trained her. And she said, "Well, my seller wants everything." I said, "I don't know what everything is. You submitted nothing in writing to me. You emailed me a 68 report that was done by somebody who was deaf, dumb, and blind at 3 o'clock in the morning. And it's as is." "Well, I guess I better talk to the buyer." I said, "Yep, bye." Nice smiley, bye-bye. So she texts back a couple hours later, "Well, the buyer wants this and this and this." And I said, "Seller said no." And she said, "Well, buyer wants to buy." I said, "Well, buyer can buy as is, or please send me over." Oh, this is the choker. I love this. This is where you draw the line in the sand. Put your money where your mouth is, right? I said, "Well, in that situation, please send me over a release and cancellation." Oh, all of a sudden the buyer's buying it as is.
Mm-hmm.
See, everybody's gonna play your bluff. And the problem is, and this upsets me, that we have licensed realtors that don't know the industry. And I don't play well with stupid. I mean, if somebody really doesn't understand and they need help, I'll stay here till 10 o'clock at night. You and I, every word of the offer to purchase, every word of an addendum. You tell me you need the time and I'll be here. But when you're out there bouncing around trying to do business and you don't know how to do your business, that's not my job. 21. But my job isn't to help people that have never read the contract. And you know they've never read it because they don't know paragraph F is time. They don't know what the time thing means. They don't know what the as is means. You all know in as is, the buyer never has to have an inspection. And they can still get out of the contract as long as it's within the inspection period. Knowledge is power. 1 paragraph a week. That's all I ask of you. I'm not really very demanding. If you learn maybe I should be more demanding. If you learn 1 paragraph a week, you got it. You got it. Okay, so yeah, it sounds to me like you're gonna do something with that guy. The seller's willing to pay you some money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I told him, well, to sell his house. He says, well, they say, "What's your commission?" And I said, "Well, my broker charges 6%. I didn't say I charge it.
Well, you can't say my
Right.
broker charges 6 because that's
Yeah, 'cause
fixing
fixing,
commissions.
yes.
We'll go to jail. You have to say it is customary in our area. You can't say,
I think I said something.
I'm sure you did, but please be careful because
Yeah.
people will narc you out there. You cannot fix commissions. That's one of the big baddie things you learn in
Right.
real estate school, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, to sell the house next door that's a rental.
Do half of that.
Does it, I mean, also the lease, like how long is that lease good for? Can they?
Is buying the house, so he's going to stay in the house.
The problem is my customers are from Cambodia, so they're not very fluent in things, and I try to explain everything to them. So I think the renter is really taking advantage of them. And I told them.
Okay.
that, yeah.
Okay. There's a really
But-
nice girl down here, second door down.
Yeah.
Her name is Cirilla.
Yeah, I knew so.
She speaks 5 dialects.
Does she?
So I don't know if she can speak that dialect, but then we have that girl Han.
Well, no, I don't have a problem talking with them.
Dan.
Well, it's hard for them to understand like monetary value, and you need to understand all the processes of like purchasing and the lender, and so I have to explain all that to them. So I feel like when they bought their house, they kind of got taken advantage of one of these like real estate investment companies or something that charged them 15% interest. I was like,
Well, honey, that's all over with. So you
Yeah.
don't have a communication issue. You're fine.
no.
Okay.
I just feel like the renter is taking advantage of them.
Well,
Yeah.
I think what your job to do now is to do current market value of that rental property and go over and explain it to the seller.
Yeah, I already did all that.
Oh, well then what are we talking about?
And then I told them that I sat there waiting. It's good. And then they live off of 4th Street, or not 4th Street. I always get avenues and streets. 4th Avenue North,
Maybe the tenants
Is-
just
is-
don't
which
want
it's
to
a really nice neighborhood. It's a good neighborhood.
Is the place in a good condition, like ready to move in?
They remodeled the whole thing.
I think
It's
you better love-
very small though, but it's all brand new.
The renters remodeled or
No,
the
the
MLS and get base. Yeah, that's what I think.
it's been like 4 months.
she can't really do anything.
And so they have till May 17th to pay their taxes. That's the date now that all your taxes have to be done. And then they got to get this pre-approval. So then I'm going to call them back. Because I'm like, why are they taking so long if they want the house?
They probably can't buy a nickel candy bar.
But I know. So my customer, but my, they don't.
You know what? They're gonna
Buy. I mean, if
Oh.
they,
Yeah.
you know, what if they're asking 220 and they're approved for 100? You know, who knows?
Right. Then we're going to sell it.
Yeah.
We're
But
putting
when's
it on
their
market.
lease up?
Yes.
I think he's on month to month.
Oh,
Good.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
I'm telling you. I'm like crazy.
Honey, because why
That's so
haven't
easy, right
I
there.
done this? Why haven't I done that? I have comforters. Why haven't I gone to the laundromat? Why are they laying on the floor?
Well,
in
you
my
know
bedroom?
my personality. So
I know,
don't have
baby.
patience for
I
that.
know. Why
You want
haven't I
some
done
patience?
this in America? Why haven't I? Yeah. And people become complacent, that's all.
Yeah.
They're not motivated, but now I guess you gotta wait. And I don't know why they couldn't go get their freaking taxes done yesterday or today.
Well, that's what I said to
Why
him.
are they waiting until the
I
17th?
said to him, I said, Sammy, I don't understand why this guy's taking so long. If he wants the house, he wants the house. Like, let's get going. What are you waiting for?
There's a reason.
Hell no. And I don't think he can probably. I'm gonna.
We'll see.
Caesar.
Put it in the market and I say, put an offer first.
You know what? If he can't finance it, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna sell it anyway, and they'll wind up making more
Well,
money.
and you know what? You need to
So-
tell that to the
Not just
renter,
them, you
Yeah.
too.
not me.
Yeah.
I don't really think that your seller, would they sell it for a lesser price just because they're selling it to that tenant?
Yeah, that's what he's saying, and I'm like, don't negotiate price like that.
So your seller's willing to sell for 50,000 less just because it's a tenant?
Well, not 50, but he
Well,
was saying like, if he needed to him to reduce it like 10 or 15.
Yeah, so nice.
I said, no, you stay at the price we decided. You stay at that price.
Well, he just needs a lot of counseling.
Yeah.
You'll figure it out. Okay, tomorrow we are doing the paperwork to send a referral. I am determined I'm going to give each and every one of you every damn piece of paper there is.
Good, I can't wait.
So this is the it's not a one-time showing, it's professional.
Well, I
service.
call it a one-time showing, but
Okay.
okay, kids, see you tomorrow.